On Two Wheels this week, something completely different. Jeff takes a ride in a Russian-built Ural sidecar outfit. And I visit a trial school where the head teacher is none other than world champion Dougie Lampkin. And there's more chat from Max Biaggi and Carlos Checa. Welcome to Yorkshire and to a very rocky and rather chilly hillside. Rocky and hills, it can only mean one thing: trials riding. But trials riding with a slight twist to it, because this isn't a competition as you would normally expect. It's a school, yes, a trial school. You can learn how to do it. And when I tell you that the #1 instructor today is none other than Dougie Lampkin, 6 times British champion, 4 times world outdoor and 4 times world indoor champion, then you can bet that the standard of education is going to be pretty high. So let's find out a little bit more and ask the main man himself, Dougie Lampkin. Let me get this right, Dougie. 6 times British champion, 4 times world indoor, 4 times world outdoor.
Yeah.
There's nothing left, is there?
Not really. Been there. A few more of each will be all
Been
right.
there, done the lot, and now you're teaching people to do it. So tell me about the trial school.
Yeah, trial schools really, it started last year. We had a lot of interesting people asking if we did hold trial schools, and we tried it out and it sold out. And ever since then, people have been asking when the next one's going to be. So obviously we've got a 3-day one this time. Between 20 and 25 riders maximum we allow each day. It sold out after a couple of weeks again, so it's good.
I can imagine. There's not many schools you can go to for anything and get tuition by the world champion, is there? So what do people need to be able to do to come here? Have you got complete novices?
We've got complete novices. We've got one lad who's only had a bike a month today, and he's struggling a little bit, but he's still enjoying himself. Yeah. We've got various age groups. I think the oldest we had last year was 54 years old and the youngest was 7, so we've got everybody here.
Well, there's some young lads today. What's the youngest today?
Yeah, there's a young lad called Ross on a little 280, and he's having a whale of a day, and he's beating most of the adults, so
he is, yeah.
A few people there.
So what do you do first of all? You're going to split you've got to assess people's ability, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got three tutors today, and we split it into 2 groups, let them have a little ride about and split it off into 2 groups as best we can. And then we just get them basically riding what they're happy with, but also a little bit challenging, and hopefully by the end of the day they'll have learnt something and had a good day, and we enjoy doing it. We don't have a chance to do it all the time, so it's not as if we're doing it
Must be nice and relaxing for you, this.
Yeah, it's like a day off, really.
Laid back. I've seen you going through some of the sections earlier on, just trying the sections out. And just, like, you could have done it.
Yeah, obviously we had a British Championship here yesterday and I rode very well. Yeah. And it's nice that we can do something different today, and like obviously there's a few kids about and they're all enjoying. It's nice to see them enjoying riding the bikes as much as I do, and you never know, there could be a star in the making.
There could indeed be a star in the making. There was advice and encouragement coming from all directions. Some of it from this man, Dougie's dad, Martin Lampkin, himself an ex-world champion.
Finger off clutch when you get it going here. As soon as you get into trouble, nick clutch.
And then keeping up the family tradition is Dougie's cousin, James Lampkin, himself a British champion in his class. And as you can see, this kind of sport requires a large amount of physical fitness as well as ability on the machine. Also on hand to help with the organisation and give advice was another ex-rider and ex-minder to people such as Steve Colley, one Jake Miller.
Down there you've got to make sure you commit yourself and get left hand side this rock, alright, otherwise you're going to start struggling.
You never really know who you'll bump into on a day like this, but you can be sure that whoever it is will be friendly, encouraging and offer lots of good advice. even if it's an ex-British sidecar trials champion, like my friend Wayne Kershaw. Now this is Jude, the only young lady on the course today. I have to say, Jude, doing better than a lot of the blokes as well.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You are, believe me, you are. But you work, I know you work at a shop that import these gas casks.
I do, yes.
So
I
you're
work for
pretty familiar
Johnston. Yeah.
with trials. You do a fair bit before.
I did about 3 years before I worked for John.
Right.
And I've worked for John for 2 years now, so I've been riding 5 years.
Well, it shows, I must say. What are you learning today here?
Oh, I'm learning lots.
Oh, yeah.
Tight turns.
Yeah.
They've set out a good few tricky sections, one further over there. And it's all loose here, which is not good. It's like riding on marbles.
Right, yeah. Right.
But no, I feel like I'm learning.
Good.
I feel like I'm learning something, yeah.
Good stuff. Keep showing the blokes up.
I'll try.
Just like on that last one. That's it. That's it. Come on now. You got it.
This is Carl. Carl, how much of this have you done before?
I've been riding for about 2.5, 3 years now.
Right.
So
And what's the most important thing you've learned up to now today?
keep my feet up.
That's the whole idea of trials, isn't it, eh?
I just found that out today, actually. Yeah. I wonder where I've been going wrong.
You wonder why you've not won anything, right? So I mean, what is it? Is it balance, throttle control, what? Or?
Everything. Balance, throttle control, looking where you're going, obviously. You know, it's reading the section as much as riding it.
Right.
You know, this is what these guys are good at. They tell you what to look out for, where to put your wheels and everything. So yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Good.
So.
Excellent.
Again round here, just keep that nice smooth turning circle going. That's it, keep that rolling. Make sure at the end now, nice and smooth. Right, right Ross. Keep the feet up inside.
Oh, this is Montessa Malcolm here. How are you going on, Malcolm?
I'm doing all right, better than I expected.
Oh, yeah?
I thought I'd be a bit of a fish out of water, but they're very understanding.
Well, they are. I mean, and they cater for all abilities,
That's
expert
right.
to complete novice, don't they?
That's right.
So how much of it have you done before?
I've done, this is about as good as I can do.
Right. Well,
I'm
you're not doing
here.
bad. You're learning lots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Showing me how to pick a better line.
That's the important thing, I think, isn't it?
It is.
Knowing which way to go.
The way they're telling me to go isn't the way I'd have picked.
No,
and
well,
it is easier.
Yeah, there's sometimes I've noticed that sometimes where they're saying, I've thought, no, surely that's difficult.
That's
but
right.
It's knowing what
They're
the bike.
telling me to put a front wheel over a rock where normally I'd have gone at the side of it, and it is making my line for the next bit a lot easier.
Good stuff. And you're working up a bit of a sweat now.
Hey, I'm working up a sweat.
So you must be doing it
under
right.
pressure. I think this is microphone.
Cheers. Now, it doesn't matter how old you are, you know, you can come in and have a go. Ross, how old are you?
11.
11. You're doing fantastic. I'm very, very impressed. And tell me what your bike is, first of all.
Yamaha TY80.
TY80. It's a bit harder with little wheels, isn't it, in some of these sections?
Sometimes you get stuck.
Yeah, that's it. You're just a bit short on power, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've done a fair bit of motorcycling though, haven't you, Ross?
Yeah, I've been doing a year and a half, going up for 2.
Have you?
Yeah.
All
I think
trials
I've done
riding?
2, yeah.
All trials, is it, you do?
Yeah.
So what's your ambition then?
To be world champ.
To be like Dougie,
Yeah.
eh? Well, you've got the best teacher in the world here today, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great, and you're showing some of these older fellas up anyway.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, keep it up. Good luck for the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Power now. Make sure of it now. Power, power. Yeah.
It wasn't just advice on riding that was on hand. After lunch, the pupils were given a short talk on some basic bike maintenance and some competition preparation from James and Martin.
First of all, check your wheels. Nice, make sure your spokes are nice and tight. You don't want any of them snapping out while you're riding around the trials. Else your wheel could be shot.
I think it's very important for you lads to decide which championship you're going to ride in and which sections you're going to use, and aim for one target and try and, you know, get in with a group of lads that are a little bit better than you, or, you know, you're about equal, and so you're pushing each other a little bit to try and Ray just handed a little bit at every trial.
So it's fully booked then, Doug, every day. How much does it cost this?
Per rider, £75 each day. The riders have a maximum of 2 days, just so basically we can get everybody in. We had 58 on the reserve lift to it, so there wasn't many extras that we could take on it, which it was a shame really, but it's just finding dates where I'm available to do them.
Yeah, because you're all over the world, aren't you?
Yeah.
They're all on their own bikes?
Yeah, they're all on their own bikes, all on their own equipment.
Yeah.
We've got riders who've been riding literally no time at all. Want to be superstars, as you can see, they're all wanting to get back out already.
I know they are. So is the idea then, I think most of these guys, if they're all their own bikes, then they're trials guys anyway, or people with an interest in trials. Is the idea maybe to develop this another stage and get road riders here and say,
yeah, I mean,
come
that's
and have a
another
go?
thing, because we do have the availability of the importers of getting bikes, and it's a good idea to try and get the road lads here. And just let them have a couple of days riding, or a couple of hours riding about, and just see if they enjoy it. And it could be like a winter sport to them. They can't ride the bikes during the winter, so
yeah, good idea. Well, they're all keen to get cracking. Your presence is required on the rocks again.
Well, I think so. Yeah, we'll have to get back.
I'll leave you to it. Good luck and well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
It's impressive stuff, this, isn't it? Very, very impressive. That might not look very much, but that is not easy, believe me. That is very, very difficult what these guys are doing. And I've seen the massive improvement in most of them today. But then again, I would do, wouldn't I? Because they've got the best possible tuition you could ever hope for. The world champion, nonetheless. But if ever you get the chance to go off-roading, do it. If you're a road rider, go off-roading. You will learn a lot about machine control, balance, throttle control, all the things. You can use all that on the tarmac. It will make you a much better rider. And after the break, 2 wheels becomes 3 as Jeff goes out on a Ural sidecar and we learn about data logging from the Yamaha race team.
We data log all the information that comes off the machine, and it's all analysed through our computer technicians and to see where we can improve.
Data recording is important because it gives us the possibility to take real physical values into correlation with the rider feeling.
For me, it's helped me just to make the setup of my suspension. And of course, I'm looking at the data so much and try to analyze and understand where and when we can improve.
We have around 50 channels, from engine, cylinder-wise, gearbox-wise, suspension, and some of rider input.
Well, when you are a rider, you are focused in main things, no? Not completely all picture. Engineers can look everything, no? And then it's good information for them, no?
I think data logger help a lot. Without this, I think it's difficult now to set up the bike. I think it's almost impossible. You can go like, if you have a lot of experience, you can go like, okay, we try one click or something like that, change the setup like this. And with data logger, it's more, you go in the right point where you can see the problem, and you help the rider very quickly.
You know, we are working like a team between chief mechanic and also the guy in charge of suspension. So we are looking together the data, and when there is too much ribbon, for example, we try to change the tire to help the bike to have less ribbon.
I mean, if we have a problem and the rider cannot really explain what the problem is, we go to the data logging, and with 15 years of experience now, we pretty quick we can see what the problem is.
On the data log, we don't have the feeling sensor, so what rider can bring to the bike is the feeling. And the feeling is something that only rider get, only rider have.
If you cannot feel what happened in track, for sure one computer cannot tell you the answer.
We have to have a rider telling us what he likes because it's different to what the next guy likes. But we can refine some of what he tells us and see if we're moving in the right direction or not when we make changes to the bike.
Yes, this is the Trabé, the Trabant. You probably recognise it. When the Berlin Wall came down, these were all over the place. Made in Eastern Europe, and it was about the only car that you could get. Well, the only vehicle with 4 wheels for the ordinary person. But if you wanted 3 wheels, there was an alternative, and that was the Ural, a Russian-made motorbike and sidecar. And I know a man down here in deepest Oxfordshire, not Russia, who knows all about them. In fact, he's a specialist in Russian bikes. David, or should I say comrade, dressed up in that outfit. Before I start, where do you get that? Is that all Russian gear, is it?
No, it's not all Russian. The hat's Russian, but the coat's a British one.
Oh, you spoiled the illusion a bit there. Yeah. But look, looking at this bike earlier, this strikes me very much as an older type BMW, but it's not, is it? You're going to tell me it's nothing like it.
No, it's not really like a BMW. The Ural factory in the 30s got some technology from BMW. But since then they've developed on their own ways and created their own bike, and all the overhead valve changes to the bike is all Ural.
David, I've got to ask you about the dog that I've seen in photographs of you and this outfit, and it's your pet dog who likes to ride in the sidecar?
Yeah, his name's Buffy. He really enjoys it. You know, he comes to all the rallies with us, he comes camping with us, and he just really enjoys it.
And those are real goggles he's wearing?
Yeah, he wears goggles. It keeps the dust and the flies out of his eyes, and we've got a harness that straps him in, you know, just like a seatbelt that you would in a car.
Well, nice as Buffy the dog was, when it came to my turn, he had to stay at home. Now, sidecar driving really is an acquired taste, but in a few miles, fears of the sidecar overtaking me disappeared, and I could concentrate on the outfit as a whole. Right, well, the first thing to concentrate on is the engine, I suppose. It's 650cc, a flat twin, as we said earlier. Comes complete with an alternator, up the front there, no points, electronic ignition, so it's not that old. Air cleaner tucked away in there. Now, looking at the front of it, you can see it looks very different to any modern bike that you've seen. Mudguard very, very high. That's because it's actually clamped to the upper forks there, not the lower ones. Allows the wheel to move up and down inside these massive valance guards. So you're not going to get any mud splashing on you from that little lot, are you? Hefty front forks, and equally a massive front wheel. If you come down here with me, you can probably see the strength of these spokes here. They really are chunky, ideal for getting through fields like this. That front brake, twin leading shoe job, pretty effective. It does its job. Blooming good job, I suppose. Coming back here, shaft drive, of course. A favourite of mine, shaft drive. Gets rid of all those messy chains, and if you're going to use a bike in rough environment, it's ideal. A little damper in there to take all the shocks out. Shaft, exposed shaft to the rear wheel, bevel drive in the back wheel there, and again, hefty spokes there. Swinging arm rear suspension. But if you get a bit closer up here, this bit's clever. This little lever here is reverse gear, and this is a real reverse gear, not like you get on the new BMWs all gold wing where they use the starter. This one is actually a gear. Snick it back and away you go. And it's got a little handbrake on here. All you have to do is put the brake on and plonk that down. In fact, I shall demonstrate, as they say. Put that down. That's it, handbrake off, handbrake on. Just fixes in there. What else have we got? Sidecar, of course. We mustn't forget the sidecar. First thing I suppose I should say, the back wheel there, this is a spare wheel for it, obviously, so you get 4 wheels on your wagon, even though you only need 3 of them. The clever thing is that wheel is interchangeable with all the others. So sidecar, back wheel, front wheel, you just carry the one. And that's on its own little boot in here. All this, no glass fibre, no plastic, matey. This is all steel. So you've got your little boot in there. Your sidecar passenger, where Buffy sits, obviously sits in there. But here's a surprise for you. In here, This is what I call a toolkit. Really, this is it. It comes in a big wooden box, so if you've got a solo version, this isn't much good like this. But in here you get a pump, you get filters, you get a can of paint, you've even got a spare mirror in there. You get handbooks, and not only are these handbooks, one is the ordinary sort of owner's handbook, but the other is actually a maintenance manual for the thing, and a separate one for the carburettor, so you really can do anything on this. Some other bits and bobs. In the tool roll here, you get all your tools, a tyre pressure gauge, look at that, eh? Very neat. Plug caps, the actual caps, and plugs in there as well, spare valves. What else have we got in here? In there you've got all the spanners, C-spanners and special tools to take the whole bike apart. You don't need anything more, you don't need a garage, you can do the whole lot yourself with the kit as it comes. Now the engine certainly reminds you of times gone by. You just listen to this. Hear that? It just chugs away. And it's really sweet. There's something quite sort of, well, there is something nice about it. Nothing fussy about that. Anyway, I'll stop listening to that. Take this handbrake off down here. And now I'm going to demonstrate reverse gear, because this is really cold. Hear that? There it goes. Bye. Clever, eh? The outfit will cost you £4,295 on the road. Or, if you just want the solo, it's just £3,045 on the road.
And on Two Wheels next week, Richard Hammond rides Honda's monster 6-cylinder Valkyrie, and Wayne spends the day with the Kangaroo Kid, Matt Coulter.